Okay, we are going to solve equations with distribution, combining like terms and variables on both sides. There's a lot of slides, so I'm just going to keep on talking, okay? First of all, here are your steps. So you want to refer back to these. That's why we put these in there for you. You don't even have to write them down. Distribute if needed. Combine like terms on each side. Do not move terms from one side to the equal side to the other until each side is totally cleaned up. Move terms from one side to the other by adding or subtracting. Use multiplication or division. Once you're down here, these are just your regular old two-step and one-step equations, okay? That's same old, same old. All right, so got the little directions up there just in case you forget. What I want you to do, remember I said we're going to put boxes around the left side and the right side. This side is already all cleaned up. It's just 10. The left-hand side, however, is not cleaned up. So if you look right here, this is the distributive property. How do I know that? Because I have a 3 times x minus 2. A number times a quantity is a distributive property. You learned that. You should know that pretty well from last year. So you've got 5x. Now, what are you distributing? You're distributing a positive 3 times x. So that's a positive 3x. You're distributing a positive 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. And then you have equals 10. Still, on this side, it's a mess. You are not allowed to get out of your room or off your side until it is cleaned up. So this is called combining like terms. Which terms can we put together? All x's go with all x's, and all numbers can go with all numbers. Now, when I say x's, that means all y's go with y's, z's go with z's, p's goes with p's. You know what I mean. So what can go together? The 5x plus the 3x. So 5x plus 3x is 8x, and then we still have minus 6, and we still have equals 10 over there. Look at that 10. That's that little brother going, I'm good, I'm good, I'm a good one, I'm a good one, I'm a good one. My room's clean, my room's clean. All really obnoxious, so let's mess it up a little bit. We still have on this side, we've got a minus sign, so now we're going to add 6 to both sides. Leaves you with 8x over here. 10 plus 6 is 16. We're down to multiplication. Do not know why I put divided by 2. We're going to divide by 8. The 8's cancel. We get x equals 2. Now, just for funsies, and this is the only time I'm going to do this, I'm going to check it. So here's your original problem. 5x plus 3 times x minus 2 equals 10. Everywhere you see an x, you're going to put 2. So there's 5. Whoops, that was supposed to be black. Dang, nabbit. 5. There's an x. Put a 2. That was supposed to be blue. Oh, well. Plus 3. There's parentheses. There's an x. Put a 2. Minus 2 parentheses. And then you have the equals 10. Over here, 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 10 plus 0 is 10. Is that what it's supposed to be? Yes. So that's what we mean when we say, does it really work? Okay, this next one has an inequality. You're still going to do it the exact same way. We're going to clean up this left-hand side. Right here is your distributive property. So negative 2, take the sign with it, times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. There's still a plus 6 sitting out there, is less than 20. Got to clean up this side. This time we've got numbers and numbers we can combine. So I have negative 2x, and then negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2, and that is less than 20. At this point, you're down to what we did last time. You're down to a two-stepper, so you're just going to add 2 to both sides. Negative 2x is less than 22. You're going to divide by negative 2, and you're going to go, I multiplied by a negative, so I'm going to flip the sign. Okay, so negative 11 is not included, but everything bigger than negative 11 is. All right, number 3 has an equal sign, but it's still following the same rules. This side is the side that has to be cleaned up. So I leave negative 14 equals. I leave the 2. Ooh, look at that minus. Minus what? There's nothing to minus. So right there, I'm going to put a 1. When I have no number, I'm going to put a 1. So now I'm distributing negative 1 times 2x, which is negative 2x, and negative 1 times 6, which is negative 6. Still have to do my cleaning up on this right-hand side. So negative 14 equals, now sometimes you have to work a little harder, guys. 2 is a number, negative 6 is a number, negative 2x has a variable. So the 2 minus 6 I get to put together as negative 4, and then I leave the minus 2x. Down to a two-step equation, I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So I have negative 10 equals negative 2x. I'm going to divide by negative 2. Oh, no, there's no sign to flip, because if you flip an equals, you still get an equals. X is equal to 5. Okay. Next one. Oh, look at this side. There's stuff to do over here and there's stuff to do over there. When I say stuff to do, that means there's a plus or minus on that side. So my question I ask myself, do I have to distribute? No, there's no parentheses. Combine like terms on each side. Over here, can I add anything? Nope, that's an M, that's a number. They don't get added together. Over here, can I add anything? Nope, that's a number, that's an M. They don't get added together. So that means I'm ready to start moving. Now you can move lots of different ways. This is the way I like to do it. Your teacher might like to do it differently. You might like to do it differently. But you know what? I'm only going to show you one way because it's one person, one slide, 1, 1, 1 is the lonely number. I'm going to move the variable from the right side to the left. So I'm going to get rid of that minus 3m by adding 3m. And I'm going to make sure I put it under his little friend. Remember, I can't combine the 3m and the 6, but I can combine the 3m and the negative 5m. So I'm going to put it with like terms. So over here, negative 5m plus 3m is negative 2m. I still have a minus 6. There's my equal sign. I have a negative 12. Those two canceled. Now I'm down to a regular old two-step equation. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I get negative 2m is equal to negative 6. I'm going to divide by negative 2. M is equal to 3. Just for funsies, if I asked you to graph that, what would you do? You would just put a circle at 3. That's your answer. That's the only choice. Nothing bigger, nothing smaller. Just 3. Oh, this is going to be a long video. Okay, here we go. Left side, any combining like terms or distribution? Nope. Right side, any distribution combining like terms? Nope. So that means I am ready to move. I'm going to take the 2D and move it over here to the left. And I'm going to do that by subtracting 2D. Now, when I have an inequality, I always move my variable to the left because we like to graph that way. So I have 5D plus 1 greater than or equal to 11. I'm going to subtract 1. So I get 5D is greater than or equal to 10. I'm going to divide by 5. This time I do have to decide. There is no flipping to do. I want it 2 or bigger. Okay. Now, honestly, once I get down to this step, I kind of go shoo because we've spent a few days doing those already. Okay. Left side. Oh, nothing to do. It's just negative 2. Right side. Oh, it's a hot mess. Hot mess, hot mess. So the first thing your eyes are doing is right here. This is where you're going to look because you see the distributive property. Bring down the negative 2. Bring down the less than or equal to. Bring down the 4. Distribute the negative 3. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Now we're still looking at this left or right hand side, and the question now is, do we have to clean up? Yep. Leave the negative 2. Leave the less than or equal to. What do I clean up? 4 and minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1 minus 3x. Now over here, I'm ready to move. So I'm going to subtract 1. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Less than or equal to, I still have negative 3x there. I'm going to divide by negative 3 because that's the coefficient of the x. And at this point, red flags, bells and whistles are going off. I have to flip the sign because I divided by a negative. So 1 is included, less than or greater than or equal to, but 1 is bigger than my answer, which means my answer is smaller than 1. Oh, doggy, look at this left-hand side. Whoo, boy, that's a mess. So on the left-hand side, we just got a lot of work to do. First, we're going to distribute. -4 times -3 is 12. -4 times -6x is a positive 24x, and then there's just a plus 3x right there. I'm going to change this side to black, equals 3x, because I'm not touching that side. It's kind of confusing because they're both 3x's. So over here on the left-hand side, the next question, remember, is can I combine like terms? Yep, I got x's right there. So 24x and 3x is a positive 27x, and I'm going to keep, can't change it to black, equals 3x. Okay, now I'm going to move the 12 by, no, I'm not going to move the 12. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff. Looking at the left-hand side, the thing we've been doing all along is moving the number. This time I'm not going to do that. Look over here. This has an x. So when I move from the side that has the plus sign, I want to move the thing that matches. So I'm going to move the x term by subtracting 27x. Whoa, weird stuff, huh? Mind blown. So 12 is equal to 3 minus 27 is negative 24x. I'm going to divide by the coefficient of x, which is negative 24. This side just gives me x. Negative 24, or 12 over negative 24 is the same thing as negative 12 over 24, and they can both be divided, that says 12, doesn't it? They can both be divided by 12, so my answer is negative 1 over 2. Oh, tough stuff. Okay, we're only on set 10 of 16. I feel like I have to talk really fast. I'm going to try to keep on going here, guys. All right. There's my left-hand side. It's a hot mess. First thing I see is the distributive property. 1/2 times x is 1/2 x. 1/2 times 6. 1/2 times 6 over 1. Two options. Multiply straight across and then divide, or the better option, which is going to help you in your future. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 6 3 times. So it's just 3. Still have a minus 9 equals 2. Over here on the left-hand side, I still now have some cleaning up to do. I can combine the numbers. So I have 1/2 x, 3 minus 9 is minus 6, equals 2. Now, we had that little hitch in our get-along last time, so which one do we want to move, the 1/2 x or the 6? We want to move the 6 because this side is a number. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides, so I get 1/2 x equals 8. Remember, a fraction is the same thing as division, so I'm going to use multiplication. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2 over 1, or just 2. And I get x equals 16. Whew! That's a lot of work. I'm sweating. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, I spoke too soon. Look at this little puppy. Left-hand side and right-hand side both have work to do. Over here on the left, I'm going to distribute. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 5 is plus 20, and then I have minus 9. I'm going to keep the greater than. Over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to distribute. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Do not start moving terms. Remember, the next step is combine like terms. So over here on the left, can it be cleaned up? Yes. The 20 and the negative 9 can be put together. So I have 4x plus 11 is greater than negative 3x minus 3. Now I'm ready to move stuff. So I'm going to move the negative 3x. The reason I want to do that, remember, is if I have variables on both sides, I like to move the variable to the left-hand side. So I'm going to add 3x. So I have 7x plus 11 is greater than negative 3. When I subtract 11, I get 7x is greater than negative 14. When I divide by the coefficient, it's a positive 7, so I do not do any flipping. So over here is negative 2. I want the numbers to be negative 2, bigger than negative 2. Bigger than negative 2 is going this way. Okay, one more of these and then we go into weirdness. Ready for weirdness? Oh, nope, not yet. Next slide. Over here, got a lot of cleaning up to do. So 12 is equal to, I know fractions, ooh, scary, scary. You can do it. 1/3 times x is 1/3 x. 1/3 times -9, go over here. 1/3 times -9, that's -9 over 1. Either multiply straight across and then divide, or do the canceling, and you're going to get -3. Then remember, you still have a +5. Over here, I have to combine like terms. So I'm going to leave the 12 that equals the 1/3 x. -3 plus 5 is +2. Now, I told you I like to move the variable from the right side to the left side, but that's not going to happen this time because this is the only side with the plus. So I'm going to move the term that matches. So 10 is equal to 1/3 x. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is 3 over 1, or just 3. So 30 is equal to x. Okay, now these next one are special cases. Now, if you didn't know that, maybe you should read the stuff in red. Special cases, special cases, special cases, special cases. We're going to ignore that it says special cases all over there, and we're just going to do our regular old stuff because right now I don't know it's special. I'm going to distribute 2x. 2 times -3 minus 6 plus 4. Over here, I'm going to distribute 2x minus 2. It's a horrible x. I hope you're a better writer than I am. This surface and I, we are not best of friends when it comes to my writing skills. What can I combine? This is combine like terms next, right? So 2x, -6 plus 4 is -2, equals 2x minus 2. Okay, I'm going to take from this left-hand side, right-hand side, I'm going to move the 2x to the left by subtracting 2x. So 2x minus 2x is 0, minus 2 equals -2, -2 is equal to -2. Huh. All right, this is a special case. First of all, when you look at your final answer, there is no variable. If there is no variable, you're going to have two things that are going to happen. The solution is true. Is it true? Does -2 equal -2? Yes. Since this is true, the solution, are you writing this down? You need to write this down, is all real numbers. What that means is any number in the world will go in for x and your left side will equal the right side. Here's why. Because no matter what x is, you're going to multiply it by 2 and subtract 2. You're going to multiply it by 2 and subtract 2. You're going to get the same answer every single time. So when there's no variable left and the solution is true that they give you, then your solution is all real numbers. Ask your teacher, can you put A or I don't like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. This is the symbol mathematically for all real numbers. So that's a good one. All right, let's clean up the left side. Remember, there's a 1 right there. So 4 distribute minus 2x, distribute minus 5. Let's clean up the right side. 7x distribute minus 9x, distribute minus 9. Clean up the left. 4 minus 5 is -1 minus 2x. Clean up the right. 7x minus 9x is -2x minus 9. Now we're going to start moving. I'm going to move this -2x to the other side. Oh, I get -1 equals -9. Once again, there is no variable, right? No variable in your final answer. But is it true? Is it true? Does -1 equal -9? No. Well, if it's not true, that means it is false. Since it is false, the solution is non-existent. If it is false, your answer is there is no solution. Now, in all honesty, I'm going to tell you a secret here. In Algebra 2, you get to these weird numbers called complex numbers. In Algebra 1, we only deal with real numbers. So it's technically called no real solution. And you can use that symbol for no real solution, okay? Some teachers will let you put NRS for no real solution. Ask your teacher. This would be a good time to talk and communicate and meet the teacher. All right, so now we know the two special cases. Let's find out if this is one of them. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. There's still a plus 4 is greater than 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Over here, I've got to combine like terms. So negative 6 plus 4 is minus 2 is greater than 2x minus 2. I'm going to subtract the 2x. Oh, look, they cancel. That's what special cases do. And I get negative 2 is greater than negative 2. So in your head, you're thinking there is no variable in my answer. So is my answer true or is my answer false? Be careful. It's not equal to this time. It's saying negative 2 is bigger than negative 2. That is not true. Negative 2 is not bigger than negative 2. Negative 2 is equal to. So this one is no solution. Or remember, you can do that sign. If it had said or equal to, it would have been true. Oh, mind blowing. All right, left side. Remember, right here's a 1. So I have 4 minus 2x minus 5 greater than right side 7x minus 9x minus 9. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. I'm going to add the numbers. 4 minus 5 is negative 1 minus 2x greater than or equal to right side. I'm going to add the variables. Negative 2x minus 9. Okay, if you notice, these are the same problems as before, but now they're less than and greater than. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. Oh, look, they cancel. Negative 1 is greater than or equal to negative 9. So in your head, you are saying there is no variable left in the solution. Is the solution true or is the solution false? Is negative 1 bigger than negative 9? Well, here's your number line. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. Negative 9 is down here. Which one's bigger? Negative 1 is bigger than negative 9. That means it is true. So your answer is all real numbers. Remember, any number that you put in there will work. That's your solution. And you can use that symbol if you're writing it out. Okay, that's the end. Enjoy.